Hey, so I'm going for a walk, taking also care of some errands, but I'm out here. Yesterday I filmed a video on, trauma and fight, flight, or freeze, but I wanted to just come on here and share something because, another thing is that trauma, I mentioned things that are locked in my mind that happened to all of us, and I mentioned what my friend told me who, had a rough childhood. You can go back and view my last two videos where I talk about it. It's like my friend telling me I was a weight off her back is locked in my head. So this ties to that. I mentioned fight, flight, or freeze, but anyone watching those two, that video previously I just did on trauma, and then the one after that, before that, which was communication is a two-way effort. It's a team effort. If someone watching those two would say, Josh, those aren't fight, flight, or freeze moments. You couldn't fight your way out of what she was saying. You couldn't run away. You couldn't scream. So why is it locked in your mind? And I think so that's what I wanted to address here today, because I think a lot of people tend to be like, oh, trauma is physical, or it's something that happens, or you see something happening and it's crazy, it's scary, but not always the case. Because with trauma, it's like, example is how can I put this into words, right? It's so my friend, when I raised my voice, I took her back to her childhood, right? Same thing as when she told me I'm a weight off her shoulders. It's locked in my mind. It's whatever. It's like almost kind of like a mixture of like two halves. One half you have like I was gonna say, it's like central trauma, and on the other side of it, the other thing that lines up with that is like getting your feelings hurt. And everybody, I think, has their own way of what hurts their feelings. And so that for me, I think that's what ties to it. And the other thing is, I mention a lot in my videos my own personal experiences, but I don't go into detail where I just spill. I think I mention it in bits and pieces. But it's like I mentioned in my videos previously that I've done the last few months, where my ex-girlfriend stopped talking to me because I was too focused in my work. And and it was a crazy 6 months in Wyoming, but now I'm in Texas. But because it wasn't the best environment, and I wasn't prioritizing the FaceTimes anymore. We were FaceTiming, I was always on my iPad working on jobs and working on things and digitally, and just I wouldn't get home until late, and it was cold, and it was just really difficult. And I got through it. God got me through it, but I wasn't prioritizing our FaceTimes anymore. So last night, I'm always thinking about it. It's always locked in my mind because I made someone I really deeply care about very much. I made her feel bad, and she said in an email that I caused her trauma and pain, and it just interacting with me to just bring her back into a negative cycle. And that really locked itself in my, that really hurt me, because that was never my intention. So last night I was listening to an audio message she sent me once in October, because the last time I spoke to her was in late October, and this one was from October the 4th, and she just said, you really hurt my feelings today, Josh, by not prioritizing our calls. So I wanted to just come on here and share that, that not that specifically, but like what it clicked at me in that moment, because since something is always playing in your head, like a music or a song, you're always learning something new. And I think that that's an example of getting your something locked in her mind, that I hurt her feelings by not prioritizing the call. I would say I'd call her, but something would come up, or I'd cancel her. I wouldn't call back because I'm constantly working. But it's no excuse. But that's an example. And it's just like what my friend told me, I'm a weight off the shoulders. That really hit me hard, locked in my head. So I think oftentimes trauma doesn't just exist in terms of something physically happening, like fight, flight, or freeze. Sometimes it's just like somebody hitting us in our central trauma by not giving, or someone that we deeply care about and appreciate, all of a sudden they're not giving us their attention. All of a sudden they're showing kind of disrespect, even if their intention is not to be disrespectful. So that's just, and it's like, or, someone like my friend saying I'm a weight off the shoulders. That's someone I deeply cared about. That was my friend that told me that. So it was like a knife to the soul. Same as my ex-girlfriend, someone that she deeply cared about, that wasn't giving her enough attention, that would say, I'll call you, but I don't call back because I was too busy working. That was like an example of trauma. Someone you deeply care about doesn't return your phone call. A knife to the soul. So it's like, I just wanted to come on here and share that, because I think that with trauma, a lot of people think it's physical, but it's not. And I wanted to share that as well. So probably in the next video I'm gonna be doing really soon, where I want to talk more about this, because I think maybe I'll start like a video series on this. But and I'm gonna probably create another playlist where it talks about my psychology stuff. So this is another part 2 of trauma, and look out for the next video.